family, it's your girl Shala. Welcome to another moment with Daps Network. So, like I promised you guys, this isn't just going to be about me. Today I have on my seat and on my set a very wonderful person. I mean, I cannot wait for you guys to meet her. I cannot wait for her to share her story. I cannot wait for you people to see what she's been through as a warrior, right? So join me as I welcome Precious. Yay! It's so good to have you. I mean, I know it's been like forever we've been planning to have this, right?
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure being here.
Okay, so we're just going to get right into it. My audience would like to meet you. So introduce yourself. Tell us everything you think we should know about you.
Okay, I'm Precious. My name is Precious Benson. I'm from Akwa Ibom. I'm a fashion designer, fashion instructor, anything fashion, and I'm a single mom. I have a daughter. So basically, that's all to know about me.
Okay, and you're a warrior.
Yes, I'm a warrior.
So, the first thing I want to ask is, how has being a warrior and a single mom been for you?
Well, I think there are two different lives, trying to put them into one. Being a single mom, I'm sure there are lots of single parents out there and they know that that's not very easy. And being a warrior, yes, it's a journey and God has brought us this far, and it's a battle, we're fighting it, and I think we've won for us to get to this stage. So it's a step, a day at a time, and we're going to pull through it.
Okay, so when I first met you, I knew that I mean, I had this very interesting story, and it was quite, how do I put it? It was quite touching for me as a person. I mean, I didn't think that I would have even wished that anybody would have gone through it. I don't want to be the one to share your story.
Okay.
So, do us the honors of telling us your story.
Okay. My story growing up hasn't been that rosy. Being a warrior, you know, if you're lucky enough to be on your feet 2 days in a week, then that week was obviously a great week. And met people that look down on you, people that have made you feel like you are not good enough just because you're a warrior, because of your genotype, that something is wrong with you. So it's not been easy, you know, and growing up, it's had a lot of effect on my self-esteem. And I've met people that would say things like, oh, you're going to die very soon because you're a sickler, or you will die at 21 because you're a sickler. You know, they say so many things to try to pull you down, but you've gone through it. I've lost relationships, I've lost friendships, I've lost a lot of things based on my genotype. But I think a lot of people are getting it wrong, because if anybody was given a choice to choose the genotype, I don't think anybody would choose to be SS. Yes. So if God created me like this, then there's a reason for it.
Of course.
So
how did you become a single mom? Where is baby daddy?
Okay, I became a single mom because my supposed to be mother-in-law then found out about my genotype while I was in labor. And she swore that over her dead body that she would not let me marry her son. So to her, obviously, being SS was a crime. So I think that made me not to be good enough.
Wait, sorry.
For her son.
I'm so sorry. While you were in labor?
Yes, I was in labor. She was the one with me at the hospital because my mom was not available. So I guess the doctor that was in charge that day, my doctor was not around. So the doctor that was in charge that day came from outside and probably needed some extra money. You know, when you do CS, the money is more than when you give birth by yourself. So the doctor kept telling her that they should do operation for me, so that because of my condition. So I think after saying so much about the condition, the woman had to ask, what is the condition? Only for her to be told that my genotype is SS.
Wow.
And she walked up to me in the ward and asked me, what's your blood group? And I said, O positive. So I think she's not that literate enough. So she said, no, the other one. I said, my genotype is SS. And she was like, so you people knew and you're hiding it from me. Over my dead body, will you marry my son? So that was how it went.
Wow.
I was still in labor. And she didn't even think whether she allowed me to go through one before having to face the other one.
My God. And how has it been for you ever since then?
I won't say it's been easy, but God has been faithful. He has. He has been faithful, and having my daughter brought out the best part of me, because I always felt something was wrong with me. I had issues with self-esteem, like I said earlier on. But after I had my daughter, I discovered that, okay, there's nothing wrong with me. I can give birth. I'm like every other woman. I can live a normal life. And she actually boosted my self-confidence. And it hasn't been easy raising her alone, but it has been faithful.
I mean, and you're a very beautiful woman at that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Have you actually ever encountered any stigmatization as a result of being a warrior?
Yes. At least like from the story I told earlier on, that's one one very big wheel. Someone stigmatizing you as if, you know, you chose that path. So I've had people just, maybe someone is trying to make friends with you and they already tell her, that one, she's a sicklecell. Or someone is trying to, you know, they just make you feel like something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with that girl. So I've had it even in my family. It's everywhere. Some friends, growing up, even in the church, people will just tell you, just to get at you. Maybe you're doing something better than they're doing it, and they just want to get you down. And the next thing they tell you, just tell you, oh, she's a sickler, she's going to probably die tomorrow, or she'll die by 21.
I mean, I still can't wrap my head around why people say that somebody that is going to die soon. I keep asking that question, like, are they God? Is it like they have your life plan in their hands and they are God that has already determined
you know,
that?
we humans always want to play God most of the time. We always want to feel like we have a say over other people's life. So everybody has the right to say what they want to say. It now depends on how you take it, whether you allow their words bring you down or keep growing stronger.
Okay, so let's talk about your relationships. I mean, I know that right after baby daddy, of course, that didn't happen. Because if it did, we wouldn't be here. You know, the story would have been a different thing.
Yes.
Have you tried getting into another relationship after that? Have you thought about it? Have you? And then, even if you have, what has anything hindered it? You know, has it been as a result of genotype that you haven't been able to go into another one?
Yeah. Yes, I would say I've tried other relationships, but some people would always feel there's a problem somewhere or there's an issue, but my genotype is part of me. So if you're going to accept me, you have to accept me with my genotype the way I am. So if you have a problem with my genotype and you feel that it's not my fault that I'm great, that I'm a warrior, that I'm an amazing person. So if you know you cannot handle all that in one pack, it's not my fault. I've had people just break up with you over some silly excuse. Maybe they just don't want to say it to your face, but you just break up and you might be thinking, okay, is it because of this, is it because of that? But really, I don't put so much of my mind inside stuff like that. I don't care.
Are you thinking of going to get married at any point in time? Do you feel like what has happened to you is not, I mean, you just locked up and say, look, guys, at least I had a child, so let's all move on and let's all be fine.
Well, some people would tell me, Precious, you're lucky. At least you have one child. It's better than nothing. You know, just take care of that one and just live your life and be okay. Like, they just feel they can tell me what to do, because they feel their advice works for me. Well, yeah, I would want to get married someday and have a very happy home, very lovely home. I want to, but I am not ready to go down the path with anyone just because someone is feeling sorry for me or because you feel sorry for my station. No, I want someone that will understand that this is a journey, this is me. It's either you're willing to go along this path with me or you're not. So I'm not ready someone that's going to start something and they leave me halfway to, but no, I'm not ready to do that. So until I find that person, I'll still be having fun.
Okay. So aside the fact that you're going to die soon, which I feel like is even becoming a trend with warriors, what other weird thing has anybody ever said to you as a result of your genotype?
I cannot even think of all of them right now. Yeah, I said that you will die soon, you will die at a particular age, you will die at a... People tell you things like things you should do and things you shouldn't do because they feel they have a say in your life, or because they suddenly turn to a doctor that knows so much about warriors and they just want to give you timetable on things to do and what things they just want to limit your life based on what they hear about your one thing that you told them that they know about you. So it's normal. People will always give their opinion. It's now depends on you to take it or allow their word to actually control your life, or you move on.
Okay. So how is your daughter aware?
Yes, I had to tell her last year. My daughter is 10. I felt when she was old enough, I'll tell her. So I had to tell her last year because she came home from school and mentioned them being taught about genotypes, AA, and this. So I had to tell her that, okay, do you know my genotype? She's like, AA. I said, why did you say AA? She said, because AA is the best genotype. I'm like, really?
Oh my.
So people that have other genotypes have the worst genotype? She's like, AAs are the best. Sicklers, SS always fall sick, and so I'm like, okay, my genotype is SS. And she was actually like, for like 5 minutes, she was like, Mommy, are you sure? Yes. So do I look like it? She said, but you don't look like it now. You're not always sick, you're not always... I said, yes.
Hey.
It's not a death sentence.
Yes.
And it's not that it makes me a bad person, because from people telling you will die soon, or people saying things, start from other peers and friends just saying negative things about this particular set of people. So I had to let her know that, okay, I'm your mother, you know me. Do you think that all those things your friend said applies to me? She's like, no, like so it is just something that happened because my parents' genotype was the AS and this happened. So it doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't mean I'm going to die anytime soon. It doesn't mean that I'm just always going to be falling sick as if I cannot have a normal life, I can't live well. So I explained everything to her and she understands. Even though sometimes I see her prayer request cards and she puts them in her prayer request that God should change my genotype to AA and everything, but at least she understands what it means.
Yeah.
And
have you ever prayed that prayer as well?
That God should change my genotype. If it does, fine. If it doesn't, I have sisters that are AAs and they fall sick a whole lot. They may not have crisis, but they fall sick a whole lot. Mosquito, any little, they have a whole lot of malaria more than any other person. So I'm not saying that there's nothing God cannot do. Yes, there's nothing He cannot do. But I'm fine. If He created me this way in the first place, I don't think it was a mistake. I'm not a mistake. So
we're not mistakes.
We are not mistakes.
Yes, so. I do. As we're trying to round up, on the final note, I just wanted to find out, how was growing up for you? How was childhood for you?
It wasn't interesting. Sometimes I actually wish I could live it if I was given the opportunity, because as a child you were not let to do a lot of things that every other child does. You're not allowed to play some kind of play. Now you see your mates playing, climbing, jumping, running, and everybody's eyes is like on you. Can't do it. So you were limited. Like I couldn't do a whole lot of things I would have done as a child and had fun. I see my daughter playing some kind of play and I wish I did, and I think it's still affecting me sometimes. I'm lazy in one kind of ways. I don't do running. There's so many sports I would have loved to do, but because everybody's telling you can't, because this place will pain you, that place will pain you. So if I was to relive my childhood, then I know that okay, I'm not going to die anytime soon.
Yeah.
And it wasn't my fault, and I'm not a mistake. Then I think I would have lived it in a better way. I would have challenged myself to try to do more things. Yeah, I think that's it.
Were you the only one growing up?
No, among my siblings we were 3.
My God.
Yeah, my mom we lost 2, a boy and a girl. So I survived. That's why I'm a warrior today. I survived. So it wasn't easy for my mom after she lost my siblings, because the whole attention and every other thing. It's not easy when a parent loses a child. So all the focus was on me, and it wasn't easy. I don't think anybody should open their eyes and walk into this intentionally, because as a child, there's so many things, so many parts of your life that you feel is taken away because of you have to be in the hospital when your mates are in school.
Yeah.
You can't do some certain things. So people should just think instead of opening their eyes and walking into it. Yes.
And I actually like what you say. I mean, our generation should do better.
Yes.
Our generation really should do better. Thank you so much. I feel like we still have like a lot of things to still ask you, but we're going to take it like slow and steady, But really, it was really nice having you here. I couldn't have done this better, because your story is unique. And I don't think anybody is going to pray for that on anybody.
Definitely
my point.
So, not even on your enemy.
Of course. Final words really from my audience, because we're still going to bring you back, by the way.
Yes. Really?
We're still going to bring you back. But final words for
if you're out there and you are like me, you're like Shola, you're strong. If you're still alive and you're out there and you see today you're strong, you can do anything that any other person can do. Don't limit yourself. Don't let people tell you how to live your life. Yeah, there's some instructions you have to listen to, like your doctors and your parents, but you have a whole life ahead of you that you need to enjoy. And I just started loving myself not like 10 years ago, and I'm enjoying the process. Every day I discover new things about myself, and I'm loving my life, and I would not want to switch it for anything. So if you're out there, there's nothing wrong with you. You are not weird. In fact, you're super smart, intelligent, strong, and you can do anything that you put your mind to.
Thank you. So we have a culture with DAPS Network.
Okay.
And we always tell people to always remember that sickle cell is not a disease.
It's not.
It's not a deformity.
No, it's not.
We're perfect. We're fit.
Yes.
We're whole. So we're going to say it together. So we're going to tell everybody together. We'll say sickle cell.
Sickle cell
is not a disease. It's not a deformity.
It's not a deformity.
We're perfect.
Perfect.
We're fit. And we're whole.
We're whole.
Yes. So till we'll come your way again next time. It's your girl Shola. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not. Like, share, comment, and of course tell the world about it. See you next week.